Hello, everyone. It's Shalora back here at the Convention Center, and I'm so excited to show you the very best of PAX West.
Hi, my name is Alex, and I'm the producer for Red Rabbit Games on Unsent. Unsent is a whimsical 3D platformer set in the regulatory realm, which is an alternate dimension to our own, where human beliefs manifest in little bureaucracies. We all know those. So you play as Valentine, the newest postmaster at the Unsentiment department, the department that's in charge of all unsent letters. And it's your job to deliver a few letters to people who should have received them in the human world.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How does that kind of like mechanic work in terms of like sending letters to people?
So you are in the Unsentiment department, you grab a letter that General Postmaster tells you to snag, and then it's your job to teleport through a mailbox to the human dimension and find the individual and deliver that letter.
Yeah. So there's like kind of like different platforming opportunities with like different levels based on where
and different styles based on where you are.
Okay, cool. It has this sort of like adorable like Chibi Robo perspective, but with like pen people and silverfish and things like that.
Heads.
Yeah. Are there any other plays with perspective of size that people can expect from the game?
Yeah. So when you head into the human world, you are going to be much smaller than the people. So that is going to be the biggest change in perspective that you'll have. Valentine is like teeny weeny, tiny man, and he's interacting with real humans who are also very stylized in their own nature.
What sort of like writing themes are we going to see throughout the game? Like, when we deliver letters, for example, like do we experience them opening the letter and things like that?
So a lot of the question is whether, because these people never receive the letters, and they're usually going through great emotional turmoil from not having received that letter in the first place. So it's about finding closure and accepting what has happened, and looking back and having the courage to read that letter and bring that closure to yourself, even if it's not something that you really want to hear.
Right.
It's very powerful. I think everybody will enjoy it when they experience it.
I'm glad that's the answer.
But it's also pretty comedic, too. So we were able to tell a very emotional story through with very lighthearted tones. So I think we balanced it very well.
Yeah. What kind of themes do those follow?
So I'll give you a little hint. One of the characters, unfortunately, or one of the human characters, unfortunately, was forced to break up with the love of his life for monetary reasons, and he spent the past 70 years wallowing in his mansion thinking about that.
Right.
So we're going to see whether he decides to take the letter or whether he decides to wallow in his sorrow for long.
Aside from the story, I guess it's a platformer.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like maybe also a collectathon.
Yeah. So we have a ton of different collectibles. There's a bunch of different postmen who are hiding from General Postmaster in the Unsentiment department, and each of them has their own unique collectible that you can grab for a reward. We also have a large number of stamps, which are very fitting because we're in the Unsentiment department, which is basically a post office, and they're all really gorgeous and tell you a little bit more about the world with their art.
Right. What kind of mechanics are maybe unique or just are in your game that kind of give the player or the people at home kind of like a direction of like what they can expect in terms of mechanics?
Yeah, so we have a focus on, we have a very unique movement set that flows together and lets the player experience, or lets the player use movement in their own way to achieve different objectives. And I think that we've really worked hard to make the level design applicable with all the different movement options so that you can take your time and each person can approach achieving different goals in a different way.
Where does the art style and like the story kind of get inspired from?
So Psychonauts is one of our biggest inspirations. The style was inspired by the creative director of the project's thesis for school, which was basically how environment art can help tell a story.
Right.
So in order to make the Unsentiment department feel otherworldly, it has the very unique art style of there's no 90-degree angles, there's no straight lines. When you make an asset, you have to screw it up, and then it's perfect for our game.
Yeah.
But it definitely lends it to understanding that you're not in the real world, and it helps immerse you into the environment that we've created.
Yeah, it makes it a little more imaginative.
Yeah. And wacky.
What do you hope people take away from the game once they're finished?
I hope people understand that Valentine is a heart. He has his own struggles that he's gone through, but I think we have to understand that it's important to come to terms with what has happened and not live in the past and hope that you receive that unsent letter. Like, you need to be able to find closure and find ways to help yourself come past those very emotional moments in your life and work towards being you. Like, you can't dwell in the past. There's nothing really you can do about it, and sometimes you need to take that step and open that letter and come to terms with what has happened.
I guess like my last question is, when can people expect to play the game?
Q4 of 2025.
Exciting. And everybody wishlist it, of course.
Please, that would be amazing.
Wishlisting helps a lot. Even if you can't buy it, but you just really like it, wishlist it. Maybe people ask a friend and they'll buy it for you. You know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, maybe we'll buy it for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.